Man, we got a lot to talk about today, just different topics. We're talking about Ass, Morty, and Dori, all in one episode 71 at Tunic Counter Gamers. And I don't know about you, Andrew, but I love talking about Ass coming out, you know?
Yeah. You like the ass so much they call it ass instead of assassin.
Well, I figured I was just trying to shorten it down because it rhymed more like Ass, Morty, and Dori. I mean, it kind of just flows, right? Okay, so that being my attempt at a quick intro, do you think LSS has in fact showed their ass making an assassin mastery pack? Right?
If they're showing their ass of anything, it's calling Atlanta. I think
Dude,
the
that is
master
such a
just
that's such a
explain.
crap show. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is the mastery pack assassin, and then a little bit about armory deck Morty, and then we're going to switch over to a pretty sharp Dorinthea deck that you came up with, Andrew. You
Yeah.
highlighted this last episode. We're going to also talk about what we learned since last week. So, before we get into the Assassin Mastery Pack and our thoughts on it, and most importantly, the Dorinthea deck you came up with, what did we learn since last week, man?
Well, I had a skirmish. Well, pretty fun. I played Phi. I took was it Fabian Rex's list from I believe the showdown in Vegas. Was it Vegas? Yeah, I think it was Vegas. And I got top four with it, losing out to Sebastian and on Briar.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up winning the whole thing, which is quite nice. I know that at Nationals, he was doing the World Championship qualifier with Briar and lost in top four.
Ooh,
If he had just won that game, he got a Worlds invite.
that's brutal.
So it's nice to see that, at least his work paid off in some way.
Yeah, Sebastian's a good player though, just generally through and through, right? So when you were playing against Briar, you were Phi. Who went first? Who went second? Did that
I
really
went,
matter, or?
yeah, I went second because going second's good. But then he opened up with an Arcane Seeds Life, which is also pretty good. And then he had another non-attack card and embodiment of lightning. And then he ends up drawing a burn up and a snatch together, so he's able to go burn up, shock, snatch. I can't let a snatch hit,
Oh yeah.
so I have to give him a free block and a piece of equipment. And then he's like, okay, close chain, play another non-attack and throw create an embodiment of lightning, throw another attack. And at this point, he still has Blossom of Spring up, so even if I block this out, he'll just go activate Blossom of Spring, swing Star Revolver to go again, and then he still has another card in hand. Yeah, so, it's I just.
It was really who drew their power cards first in a stage, which is relatively within the first few turns, right?
Yeah, he had one turn where he attacked me for 4 twice, and I blocked free on both of those, and he finished off with a Rush of Power for free. And I had to take that Rush of Power at that point, or meanwhile, if I had kept an extra card in hand, I could have given the free block on the Rush of Power, but I was too scared of Lightning Press at that point. This ended up costing me a life there too. So it wasn't it was some insane power card only thing.
Yeah. Well, Sebastian got it. You got top 4. What did he get for being top 4 in skirmish?
An Arcane Polarity, only it hasn't come in yet. So I'm going to have to show up eventually to get it.
That's interesting. I didn't think that would actually happen. Yeah, unfortunately, I tried to get off the day after the skirmish so I could stay and play it. I was going to bring Reinar. It was the easiest thing I could play. I want to get into Riptide, actually. I just think that Riptide's poised to do really well if you know how to play that hero. But me picking up for the first time and playing it is not the way to do it. So I was good to go on Reinar. You never know. And I couldn't get off the following day. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go get my sleep and go to work and get off, Friday so I could go and do the whole armory tonight at least. And we just came back from the armory. So I guess you learned about the skirmish last week. And what did we learn about the armory tonight?
Well, we have Exhibit A, as I like to call it.
Okay.
Yeah, we get paired for round 1. It was the first time we actually get to play against each other a month. And yeah, so you see he wins the die roll as Olympia, has a heads up turn 0, throws 10 dominate at me that I'm only able to block 3 of.
Yep.
And so then I play an Arc Lightning turn that ends with drawing a card off and Lightning Strike. It's a Lightning Surge, and I R-slit. And then next turn, he's dead.
So a couple things I learned is, Aurora, you kind of need AB in that match.
You don't need it. It just is very nice.
Also, another thing I learned is Andrew did warn me last week. He was like, dude, you need more D-Reacts, right? I was like, yeah, I don't play D-Reacts like that, right? I'm all in. Let's go. And yeah, I need D-Reacts in my deck. Andrew called it out. So my Olympia deck will get revised again. Technically, though, I feel pretty good. This is the armory deck plus a few upgrades, so it wasn't really tuned yet. I mean, it's getting there. I do think that 3 Iron Song Determination's way too much. I'm moving down to 2. He's got no issue with Dominate. And then I got some other things. I think the all-in. I have 2 in the deck. I'm going to cut it down to 1. I think that's all you really need in case you need to pitch it or defense with it. I'll free me up 2 spots.
I think you need to stop playing 2 all in into everybody.
Well, that's true. I mean, there's probably some matchups that go. But yeah, so yeah, very, very lightning game. This first time I actually played Andrew's Aurora, and damn, that deck is fast, dude. Like, we played 3 games before the other games even began to wrap up, right? So, I mean, I got him closer and closer. He didn't take a picture of the second or third game, which I got him down to 3 life in game 2 and game 3, but that's because I also had the AB in there too. So it's pretty good, man. It was a learning experience, definitely. I learned that I can still punt, doesn't matter the hero. And actually, Andrew was right there to witness it too, because by golly, I was playing Andrew Cook on his Vincent. I won't tell you the details in case he's trying to cook with it to go to the callings. Not my place to say. But there is a great interaction that I discovered. Really going to. So it would seem that when you, we'll pull this up real quick, that when you go into the muck, right, with their card and they happen to block with Fasting Carcass, it really sucks for the Vincent player. Because as you can see down here, Fasting Carcass is a 0 cost shadow action that has a blood debt and no way to get it out of your banish zone. So the punt came from when I actually, I guess you could say, over wagered, giving the Vincent, Andrew Cook, his ability to get his gloves again when I could have just swung the sword, held it back until I could really paw high. Because I knew Andrew was going to block it out, but man, I thought I'd take all his hand, and I severely miscalculated that Vincent with rune chance on the board.
Bro, you attacked for like.
I know it was bad.
You're like, I thought I was gonna get his whole hand.
Well, that Vincent doesn't really block very well, right? I mean, she can.
I mean, his hand blocked pretty well.
It did that time. So, anyways, yeah, I putted. It was a good game though. I like Olympia, man. It's pretty fun going tall and bashing face, cracking gold, and I do think there's a little art to knowing when to crack the gold. So instead of being naked halfway through the fight trying to re-equip, so no, it's good, man. I definitely like this deck. It's definitely fun. I can see it being definitely up there where I'm going to be able to get my lessons learned here. See that? Andrew wanted some puns for the intro, but I was like, I got a better intro. It wasn't really that good. It was just something that came off the top of my head. But all right, one more time. Let's look at this beautiful score. Kids, play AB when you need to. Even AB1. Oh, that's what that shows. All right. Andrew, let's talk about Ass. Assassin's Mastery Pack.
Yeah, I love Ass.
Assassin's Mastery Pack. All right.
Yeah, so I think a good place to start would be Dr. Mortimer himself, our brand new hero.
So let's go to our screen share. We are going to go straight to the spoilers, and we're going Dr. Mortimer. So, Dr. Mortimer, Blight of the Pits. This is a 4 intellect, 40 health assassin hero. Instant tap, cure a disease an opponent controls. If you do, create a silver token and destroy the disease.
What's a disease?
I don't know. Let's look it up. The errata, isn't the blood rot pox, the frailty, and their inertia are all disease tokens now?
Yep, they now have subtype disease.
Yeah.
Because LSS was getting tired of writing out all of the tokens.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They literally admitted that.
So then the follow-up is once you cure those diseases, one of those diseases, you can attack, reaction, tap, destroy 2 silver you control, target assassin, attack, gets go again. So you cure disease to get gold, then you could destroy 2 gold to give a target assassin, attack, go again.
Not silver. Not everyone's Olympia.
Sorry, silver. You're right.
Some people are a real class.
All right. Speaking of your sense of humor, why don't you want to read this weapon?
Yeah, here we have his weapon, Humor Plunge. That's a 1-power dagger, one-handed as well. You can pay to tap it to attack with go again. I note this one taps. All the other assassin daggers are once per turn actions. So that's something a little unique on it. It has piercing 1, and if it is attacking an infected hero, it will get +1. Yeah, this card is a little interesting because it's kind of hard for you to actually have your opponent get infected when you're swinging this. Like, usually all the diseases get destroyed at the end of your opponent's turn, and the dagger is your first attack.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see what cards they print and I'm making this work, because currently I would rather just play like Spider's Bite, Nerve Scalpel.
Yeah, but then they do have an Assassin Defense Reaction Trap 4 block for 3 cost. A Mortimer Specialization. When this defense, create a Frailty, Inertia, and Blood Rot Pox token under the attacking hero's control. But again, it goes to your point, Andrew. It is destroyed at the end of your turn, their turn. So yeah.
So like a few interesting things to note here about Dr. Mortimer. You can use an inertia token to make a silver after your opponent's used up all the cards in their hand. So that's already a pretty good place to be. Similarly, so with the frailty token, you wait until like after they've swung their weapon or played their arsenal to go cure it. Also, like his ability works on all assassin attacks, not just like stealth or contracts. Hell, it even works on weapons if you want to like do some dagger stuff with him.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be a interesting deck. I mean, I like his aesthetic. I mean, I love the humor plunge. So.
Yeah, another fun thing too, Vial Diffusion is a trap, which means it is a target for under the trap door.
And I was going to say, under the trap door, man, I'm pretty sure that those stonks went up, but...
yes, they did.
Oh, no. How much are they now?
I think they're like $7 now. Like, it's not insane, but like, the card like spiked.
Yeah, it was only like $1 card, maybe, right?
I don't know. I didn't pay much attention. But yeah, like, under the trap door is probably like a 3 of in Dr. Mortimer. If I had to guess, and you play like 1 to 2 Viral Diffusions, and then of course you're probably going to play like Frailty or Inertia Trap as well.
Okay, so I kind of like that aesthetic, right? It seems pretty interesting.
Bloodborne OC.
He's a what?
He's a Bloodborne OC.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, does look cool. Do you see his guts are kind of like hanging out on there, or is those pipes?
I don't know what this is, man.
Interesting character though.
The young art's like way more interesting to me.
What? I didn't even see the young art.
Yeah, you have to go to the Mastery Pack Assassin page itself.
Okay, let's do that. We're going to go to the Assassin Pack Mastery. We're going to go back to screen share, and boom. All right. Oh, dude, that's okay.
Yeah, like he's just a guy. He looks a little British.
So let's actually talk about the rest of these cards real quick. Mutually Assured Destruction. All right, this is a red pitch, 2 cost, 6 power, 3 block contract. You're contracted to banish infected opponent's cards. Whenever you complete this contract, create a silver token. The first time each hero plays a reaction card this chain link, create a Blood Rot Pox token under each hero's control to banish the top card of each hero's deck. Okay, so I kind of like this, man. There's a lot of reaction heavy meta out there. So what do you think about this card?
Yeah, so obviously like the main combo they're going for here is with your hero ability, Dr. Mortimer, you go Mutually Assured Destruction, activate Mortimer to give it go again, creating a Blood Rot Pox token under your opponent's control, meaning that like anytime you banish a card this turn, it fulfills the contract. And then you send like an excessive blood loss for 5. If your opponent says no blocks and you hit like 2 reds off the top, that's 4 silver, and you use 2 silver in the process to do this. That's pretty good. Now you will lose 2 life in the process because it says under each hero's control you create a Blood Rot Pox. So that's something to keep in mind. Is it is mutually assured destruction, not.
Well, I can't help but feel like he might have some cards to destroy his own disease tokens. Right?
Yeah, let's see if he has some like reward for this that we haven't seen yet.
Do you want to talk about Prey on Security?
Prey on Security. Yep. So this is a red 0 cost, free block, free power, assassin attack with stealth. And as an attack reaction, you can put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck and destroy this to give another attack action. Another attack with stealth. You can target Solicitors with this, plus free. So obviously, like the big thing with this is in Slippy. You can play this, and then you can play another like stealth attack, and then you can turn any card in your hand into a Razor's Edge, basically, which is quite nice.
So this is the first time I've seen an ability like this. So you attack with this, and that attack reaction is just static on the chain.
Yeah, it's an activated ability. It's just like a piece of equipment.
It seems really good.
Yeah, it's very interesting design space. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that like Slippy likes.
Yeah.
It doesn't really solve a lot of the issues with Slippy because Slippy's like biggest like flaw right now is that there is literally no anti-fatigue plan. Like if you sit down across from a Slippy and you're like registering like 9 defense reactions and like 40 free blocks and have like real armor, you can just block them out.
Gotcha. All right, and let's talk about Remember the Mist. This is a blue pitch, 2 cost, 4 power, 3 block assassin attack action. Has a beautiful Yuzuri on the
Yep,
art.
cheeked up Uzi.
Dude, and that freaking Yuzuri full art card skyrocketed as well, just saying it. When this hits your hero, look at their hand and banish a card. They may play the banished card until the end of their next turn. If this wasn't played from hand or arsenal, it gets +2 power. So obviously, what's that?
Too. Can you read Azuri's hero power here?
Yeah.
Because that last bit of text may be like a little, how do I do that?
Okay, so this is a long text, but for those that don't know Yuzuri, and we don't blame you for not knowing Yuzuri, once per turn, attack reaction, banish card from your hand face down, turn the banished card face up. If it's an attack action card with cost 2 or less, pit target attacking card with stealth from the active chain link on the bottom of its owner's deck. And then put the banished card onto the active chain link as an attacking card. So it's a big old switcheroo, a reaction speed. You pretty much have to banish card from your hand face down, and then you swap out that attack that's on the chain link with the card that you banished, and it becomes the new attack. That you'll see a lot of her cards kind of say it's usually a 2 cost or lower and has some kind of effect if it's not played from hand. Right?
No. So it's like cool about Remember the Mists is that it ends up getting triggered by that ability. Mm-hmm. And another thing to keep in mind as well is Azuri gets to play Isolate, which is just a stealth attack that costs 0 and has Dominate. Mm-hmm. And so your opponent very often not only doesn't know that they're blocking or Remember the Mists, they also don't know that they have to block. Well, they can't even block multiple cards a lot of the time.
Yeah.
This card is pretty good.
So, but they could play their banished card until the next turn, or is this you?
Them. Your opponent. So what you do is you take their blue.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you take the card they were planning on pitching for the turn, or like against like Rangers, for example, you take their arrow.
So it's really just a selective cutting piece, and then yeah, okay. I mean, and it's a blue pitch 3 that has really good power. So does it fix her? We will find out with the rest of the Mastery Pack Assassin.
Yeah, this alone definitely does not.
Yeah, I mean,
she has many problems.
Yeah, I mean, she has a very unique and fun hero power, though. Okay, we talked about some of the spoilers already. Boom. Now, here's the thing. People were thinking, what's the next Mastery Pack? You saw all the videos last week. You're like, what could it be? It's going to be Ranger. It's going to be Brute. It's going to be... And no one had Assassin top of brain. Here's the question, Andrew. Why do you think they picked Assassin? And I have a theory about this, and I think I'm correct.
Because if you just remove Mario from the equation, Assassin is actually a shit class.
Okay. I do think that is true. Right? But if you looked at Mastery Pack for what it was, it's to kind of lower the barrier entry into this class, right? So look at the Warrior reprints and the Guardian reprints. It really effectively made the cost get lower, so the barrier entry into this specific class is lower as well. So I do think it's kind of what you're saying. Mario's probably going to be out by this time. They're not going to have a lot of different identities for their assassin classes. There's a lot of different things like Warriors had, kind of a lack of identity. So I think this really is going to influx and increase what that could possibly be. And also lower that barrier for entry, because assassin cards are hella expensive, dude. And I think if it's like anything like the warrior cards, it's going to offer a different kind of cost for newer players to get into, where they could just devote time to the Mastery Pack Assassin and play a class that they might not be able to afford, right? What do you think?
Yeah, no, like I think that's about it. Like,
do you agree with their choice? Is the follow-up question.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, there's a very real possibility that we're just not seeing a new assassin anytime soon. Mm-hmm. And for like all we know, we're about to get like a Ranger Ninja set.
Yep. And I was thinking that too. Like, what's the next thing? Ranger, Ninja, Brute? It could be any of those things coming out. I mean,
we have a Brute in the next. So
that's true.
Yeah. One thing I will say too about this set is so far we have had 0 cards in Mastery Packs that are hybrid. This may like end up changing. But that's something to keep in mind if you're like looking at cards to pick up now. Like I'd be questioning if we're going to see like a Codex of Frailty or Saber Bloodshed reprint, for example.
I don't think we'll have a Codex of Frailty reprint. They came out with High Seas, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think like Codex really needs a reprint. Like Mario just won the Pro Tour, and Codex of Frailty is
$30.
like $28.
Yeah.
TCG low. Like
yeah. So
which, I mean, you know, is a lot for a piece of cardboard, but you know, I think we can go like another few months.
They might reprint the other codexes though, because they haven't gotten a reprint yet.
They're still hybrid, is the thing.
Oh yeah. There you go. All right, man. So that's the Master Pack Assassin we talked about. Let's get to the second part of this topic. Let's talk about Our Lady Dori. First off, let's talk. I just want to really quick, Dr. Morty boy. Are you interested in playing him? Do you think that's something that you would be like? Do you think he'd be competitive, or do you think he's going to be like, you know, beat Chess Reinhardt?
He has like a very real like possibility of being competitive depending on what cards they end up giving him. Like we've seen like Huntsman occasionally be pretty well, and basically he looks like Huntsman that's better into aggro at the cost of like Hunter or Hunted, which like, bro, if you've never experienced playing like a fatigue or like a slow deck into Hunter or Hunted before, it's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Like that is like probably the best card in terms of deck damage in the game.
Dude, I saw Hunter Hunted and it made me want to pick up Arachne, right? I mean, I still got all these assassin cards, so I'm not sure if I'm trying to streamline down to warrior or whatnot, but man, it's like I got a whole stack of assassin cards. I don't know, Dr. Morty or Arachne or Yuzuri. I mean, I picked up Yuzuri, so.
One thing I will say is we are definitely going to have a deck tech in November when this set comes out.
100%.
Because I have nothing to do in November.
Do we bring up our old assassin main and lover himself, Saint Havoc?
Yeah, man. I still need to like ask him like where he thinks Dr. Mortimer fits on the alignment chart that we did for Valentine's Day.
I mean, like the dude seems like he could create all sorts of good medicines and pills, and for heart health. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like, you understand, ever since that stream, I have this thought come in every spoiler season. And I'm like, okay, new hero. Where do they fit on the chart?
Do you want to start incorporating that with any new heroes? Like, hey, on the chart, we just bring it up and give a shout out to Saint Havoc in that video. I mean, I don't mind.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I feel
or
like
we revisit it next.
I already have him saying that he's very much interested in doing it for Valentine's Day next year.
Why not? There's a lot of new heroes. Yeah. All right, so let's wrap up Master Pack Assassin. Of course, when the new cards come out, I'm okay with this. I think what they did was fairly reasonable, and we don't know what the set after the demon sets. What's the demon set called again? Damn.
Usurp the Shadow.
That's right. We don't know what's coming out after Usurp. There's no information on that yet. So
I mean, we know it. It's Master Pack Assassin. Now after that, we don't know the next draftable set.
There you go. I love it. All right, so. All these reactions, Andrew, man, I get so tired of the defense reactions. Always coming up. Just defense reaction after defense reaction. And Into the Muck does help. By the way, bomb-ass card. Definitely put it into every Olympia deck. But I wish there was some kind of tech out there that could help me with all these defense reactions. Andrew, you get the big brain here. What do you think? Do you think we could come up with something?
I think I made a list of all time that doesn't suck.
All right. For our audience, sharpen your wits and come on aboard for our next one. We are talking Andrew's deck tech. Wonderful. Sharpen Dorinthea. Dorinthea Iron Song. I mean, everyone knows this good old gal. Once per turn effect, when your weapon attack hits, you may attack an additional time with that weapon this turn. So, Andrew, this is your baby. And you said this is kind of like a template or something that they could start cooking with. This is the base version.
Yeah, this is very much how I feel. It's like a sort of week one deck list. I have not put as much reps into this as I have for many of our deck techs.
Okay. So this is like a funsy, but might have some legs. So I noticed right away that the main weapon is the good old Durendal, which is a once per turn action, 1 resource attack. This has a +1 counter. Reaction cards get -1 while defending it. It's 3 power. 2-handed sword. So tell me about this.
Yeah. So the sort of thesis statement of this deck is, everybody plays defense reactions into Dorinthea, and some people even play attack reactions. The question is, what happens if we play this fun little guy named Durendal? And so normally with Dorinthea, the difficulty is, hitting and then like stacking these big counters on Dawnblade to snowball the game. With this deck, you don't snowball, you just play like a basic math game.
Okay.
This deck is very Hala adjacent,
And so
more than Dawnblade.
Do we need to talk about the equipment suite? You got Brave Forge Bracers, Courage of Blade Hold, Crown of Providence, and Refraction Bolters.
Yeah, what I will say is this 60 plus equipment you see here is generally what you're playing against aggro.
Okay.
So, if you're like, what the hell do I do in sideboarding? Probably play this.
Okay. And then do you want to talk about like some of the notable additions you got down here in the main deck?
Yeah, we can talk about the main deck. I will say other fun things here. We still have Dawnblade in the list. We look at our sideboard here. Yeah, well, why do you think we have Dawnblade in the list?
Because sometimes you just need the Dawnblade out there to... Oh, it's a mind game. Dude, I bet you flash the Dawnblade, but you're not playing the Dawnblade, you're playing the Durendal. So you force your opponent to... Is that the shit? Like, so you show the Dawnblade on top?
It's called Syndra plays, like, maybe free shelter.
Okay.
So, into a lot of decks, like, if your opponent's only going to be on, like, free... maybe 6 reactions, you just play Dawnblade instead, and if you ever get a triple hit turn, it's really cool.
Damn. Well, there you go. So Dawnblade is against for the no block aggro decks that you just kind of want to steamroll them with better value. So you go.
If your opponent's not playing any reactions whatsoever, just play Dawnblade.
Why did you build?
So Jubil is because of this guy called Acilio. Yeah, Acilio, you get to like run in your Null Rune Hood and Jubil, and you're going to hit with Jubil, and it's going to gain you 1 life every turn, and it still works with like all the sharpen cards.
Okay.
And so that's like a fun place to be. Like Arcane Acilio, you basically get to do a Syndra impersonation, where Syndra has the Spell Void Dagger every turn. Well, you have Jubil every turn.
When I was scrolling through your deck, I saw a couple interesting things. Blade Fury, just good numbers math. I mean, it's Blade Fury. Edict is still so you could start getting your Durendal counters on there. So I guess you're really like...
Yeah, we can talk about like the actual cards in deck that like are our engine. It's like the primary engine piece of the deck is Sharp and Shine.
Sharp and Shine. Is this a new card?
9 of this card. Yeah.
Wow. So Sharp and Shine Red is a 0 cost red pitch warrior action 3 block. Sharpen target sword you control. I'll just read it because it's going to bother me if I don't. Put a +1 counter on it. Remove all +1 counters from it at the end of the turn. That's what Sharpen does. If it has 1 or more +1 counters, create a Blade Dance token. Go again. And so let's go down to Blade Dance. I know our astute warrior players already know this. Oh, it's pretty.
It has his face on it. That means it's good.
When you activate a weapon attack, destroy this and the attack gets go again. Okay. So kind of solves one of her issues she had, right?
Yeah. So if you look at like Dorinthea, if we like compare this to Hala, basically Hala has the easy go again, while Dorinthea has the easy flurry access.
Okay.
And so Sharp and Shine is part of our answer to the issue with go again.
So you got the Sharp and Shine Red versus Yellow. The difference is if it has 2 or more +1 counters, create the Blade Dance token. So it's about how many counters you have. Okay.
Yeah, and then like the +1 counter is already pretty nice in matchups where your opponent actually has to block you, because a lot of the time it ends up translating to actually like dealing 2 to 3 damage in a turn. Other big things to talk about in the deck, we have Edict of Steel, which is like Sharpen and Shine for flurries, but the hero already is a flurry on a stick, so we don't need that many of them. We also have Steelblade Supremacy. No, we don't look at that card yet. We'll talk about it later.
Hey, Steelblade Supremacy.
Stop looking at the deck. This card I'm saying.
Okay, so Steelblade Supremacy. This is an old card. Welcome to Raid.
So this is like one of the big power cards and the reason to play the like Dorinthea over Hala. So it's a 1 cost free block red. Until end of turn, target weapon gains +2. Whenever this weapon hits, draw a card. Let's go again. So if you swing your sword 3 times in a turn, this is a 1 for 6. Draw like 2 to 3 cards.
Yeah, dang.
That's absolutely insane. And that's why you see Courage of Blade Hold in this deck, is that in your aggro matchups, very often you'll get like this sick turn of Steelblade Supremacy and like some good go against source, which may just be your Refraction Bolters, and you break Courage of Blade Hold. And I know it sounds like I'm describing Dawnblade Dorinthea because it kind of is.
Right. Okay.
And like against aggro decks that are just not good at blocking, this just immediately like goes super hard. Like you get some insanely wide turn and like kill them. Like you can like be down like 20 life and win off the back of that.
Okay.
And then like the other cool thing is you have access to Singing Steelblade. You'll note that this deck has a lot of 2-ofs.
Where's the Singing Steelblade at? Oh,
It's the yellows. Yeah, no. So this is a yellow 1-cost attack react that gives target weapon attack +1. And if the defending hero is defended with a card from a hand, this chain link, you search your deck for an attack reaction card and banish it face up, then shuffle your deck. You may play this chain link. So that means is you'll see a ton of attack reactions in this deck that you're able to go crazy with Singing Steelblade on, basically.
Gotcha. So it's like Olympia's new search the deck except better because you could pit it right to your hand.
Yeah,
and you don't have to win
the
the wager.
problem with odds on favorite is it puts it on the top of your deck. This
Right.
puts it in your hand.
Yeah, I get it.
It's 1-cost given attack +1, and there's some fun things. So like you'll note like the 2 super fun targets in this deck are Beck and Steel. It's a blue.
I'm learning this deck with the rest. No, that's a newer one.
Dude, show and tell here.
Yeah. This is
Steel says basically when the attack hits, sharpen the sword, and then if it has 3 or more counters, attack again.
Okay.
So, like once you get up to 2 counters, your opponent is put in this awkward situation where they're like, okay, if I say no blocks and they have Beck and Steel, they play Beck and Steel. If I block and they don't, they play Singing Steelblade, and then they get Beck and Steel. And you just get to put your opponent in this really awkward situation. Like you can, like, in theory, get up to like 4 or 5 swings off the back of this, but that's never going to happen.
Magical Christmas Land, it might happen.
And then, of course, the other fun thing to enable it is Sharpening Sparks. Up top, it's a red, being the top right here. New card from Master Repack Warrior that just says like 0 cost, target sword attack, it's +2, and when this hits, sharpen it. And so, you swing your sword with 1 counter on it, your opponent's like, I don't need to block this, and you're like, Sharpening Sparks, Beck and Steel, you're like, oh, I should have blocked it. And like,
very cool.
Another thing too I might want to bring up is Beck and Steel with Dawnblade. If you have 1 counter on Dawnblade, because like let's say for example you go Sharpen Shine, swing Dawnblade, and your opponent's like, yeah, I don't have to block, and you're like, okay, swing Dawnblade again, and like, yeah, no blocks, then you can Beck and Steel, Dawnblade will trigger, put a counter on it, and then Beck and Steel will trigger, and then let you swing Dawnblade an additional time. So like that's one of the big strengths of playing Beck and Steel.
Do you think Beck and Steel is going to be a regular with the normal Dorinthea decks, or is it going to specifically be with your Durendal build? Okay.
Sharpening is really bad in normal traditional Dorinthea lists
because you just want those counters to build up so you can swing high value attack swords.
Like, see, like that's it for like the primary like targets. Obviously you have Swordmaster's Shine if you're able to get up to like just 2 counters on Dawnblade or whatever, or 2 counters on your sword. It's insane.
I like how you were so down on this card when we were talking about because you couldn't find a fit for it, but it fits in this deck. It's like polishing up the turd to make a diamond,
I mean, when it came out, I said it sucks now, but maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
now we're there.
Yeah, it could be here, right?
Yeah, we have Twinning Blade, which is a flurry, basically a flurry if we ever need it, and it's in like the reaction step, so it's kind of hard to play around.
Why Donkey?
Donkey, because it's a new card. I don't actually know if it's worth it or not, but I thought it would be fun to add it into the deck. It's like pretty nice whenever your opponent blocks a lot to just like be like, Sing Steelblade, grab Donkey, blow up your arsenal. A lot of the time your opponents will like overblock by 3 to try to like stop you from playing a +3 attack react, and like you can punish that by going like Sing Steelblade, Donkey.
Okay, and it's still a good way to kind of get that value, right? Yeah, pretty cool.
And then let's see here.
Of course,
and last, I think for like, and again, is just really, really good card. It just does what this deck wants to do really well.
Wow. Okay. What else have we got going on here?
Other new cards got Take the Lead here. This is like Take It on the Chin if you ever played that previously. Like this card makes a Blade Dance instead of an Agility. It's just strictly better. And of course we have like the Toy Line for additional flurry generation with it. They're the same card, but not the same card,
Yeah. One has red head, the other one has a looks like
cape.
Red cape, there you go.
You can tell the difference, man. It's all looks red to me.
I mean, that's true. The Shimmer the Blade. I guess this is just pretty much a +3, and you could sometimes have upside with the Blade Dance. Are you ever discarding the Shimmer of the Blade?
Yeah. Admittedly, Tremor Blade could probably be like a 1-up, but I ended up making it 2-up because I was too lazy to figure out what to put in that spot. We'll get to the movie board eventually.
Have you realized that the sword makes no sense?
It's really reflective. What are you talking about?
It's facing out. How's it getting into her eyes? I guess maybe she's holding it's just down, maybe? Anyways, okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
not artist. Yeah.
Just be like a Twitter user and say it's AI art, so that way you can.
No, I actually respect the artist, man. Like, you know, they got great talent to do this stuff. All right, what else do you want to talk about main deck? Like, seems like you got a lot of the basic warrior staples. Iron Time response, hit and run, stuff like that.
Yeah, the red hit and runs are quite unique to this deck because it's just like one of the best enablers for your triple swing.
Mm-hmm.
This is, funnily enough, kind of like the DNA of Hatchet Dorinthea showing, if you ever played that. Because, you know, Hatchet Dorinthea, the big thing is you would go like swing a hatchet, play a blade runner to give it go again, play a hit and run, swing a hatchet, and then you go Tunic, swing the third hatchet for the turn. And in this deck, we're just going crazy with Courage of Blade Hold instead.
Okay. All right.
So now let's talk about the sideboard here, because it's, you know, decently simple. So obviously we have to have free Blunt and a Kabuto of Imperial Authority because all fellow warrior players need to understand why you shouldn't be playing warrior.
Well, it is the warrior tax. You know, you always got to have. If you don't carry it, you're just kind of screwed against your own warrior matchup. So
yeah. Oh, the thing that is nice. This deck is
interesting.
What cards that block for? Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. I noticed that you should have more defense reactions in the Olympia deck I'm playing. So maybe I'll put in my Shelter of the Storm.
You don't have to explicitly play Shelter too. If you like, you can get away pretty often with Sink Below. The main matchup where that matters is
Syndra and Assassin. Sometimes.
No, Mario.
Yeah,
Mario's the big one. And then we have the third Swordmaster's Shine for your longer games. I found in testing that when you played Freed Swordmaster's Shine, you drew 2 Swordmaster's Shine in the same hand. You see, the thing is, the Swordmaster's Shine is pretty good in the deck, but when you draw this big hand and you're like, oh,
yeah,
I have 2 Swordmaster's Shine, it's really hard to get enough counters to make it good.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. Why one lessons learned? Is this because you could grab the card with your Steel Blade Supremacy and put 3 attack reactions into your deck?
All right. So a few problems with that. So number 1, you're thinking of singing Steel Blade, not Steel Blade Supremacy. And number 2, this is an instant, not an attack reaction, so it's not a legal target. But the main reason is because there was one slot in the deck, and I'm like, what's a fun card we can put in from the new set? And it's also like actually good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Lessons learned there, Andrew. I think you put this card in just to say some dumb shit like that.
Yeah. So that's why if you look in like the main deck, there's 1 Gleam of the Blade and 2 Shimmers, is because like this is actually like stuff from Hala I've seen. You just play them and they're like pretty good lessons learned targets to let you in like your longer games do cool things.
Yeah.
Recursion. What else we got? Oh, we got Grains of Bloodspill, which is for your longer games. It lets you stack up like 1 to 2 vigors to then have like a more explosive turn.
Do you like this art or the old art better?
I like the old art more because it's iconic.
Okay.
You know, that's like a mental illness to me. I know what Grains of Bloodspill looks like.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the final card, you know, is Jagged Edge. And this is in here mainly as a card to ruin a Ziggy player's day. And then if you're playing against the more defensive Basilia lists, they tend to be on like Cloud Cover and like Cosmic Suture. This is a fantastic counter to that strategy. You just leave this bad boy in arsenal until they start doing their stuff, and then you ruin their day.
Nice. Love it. All right. So it looks like a pretty good deck. So you said this is a kind of like a base version that you've been playing around with. What are some of the things that you would think about switching out to optimize the deck for later? What's some things that didn't really make the cut the first time, or things that were...
You'll see a maybe section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Balance of Justice, for example, it's not super great in the current meta, but you know, perhaps when Usurp the Shadowfront comes out, Leviah is the secret, like busted hero, and we all want Balance of Justice into Blood Rush Bellow. But yeah, not right now. Of course, is just a banger. Like I can't say no to Bunker Beard.
Okay. Is this because of our good friend Bad Evan, or Gunnar Evan as we like to call him?
Gunnar, not Bad Evan.
All right. I mean, I know there's good Evan, and then there's Gunnar Evan. That's right. Okay. So shout out to him. So I know this is his favorite card.
Yeah, this card's dog shit. Don't play it. It's funny. Next got Fandel Spring Tunic and Oasis Respite. These are two cards that often go hand in hand. If you want to like specifically target a Cilio, a good thing to do is just play Two Voices Respite. This is better than playing like Arcane Barrier free against Cilio. One thing I will say about this list is a lot of the decisions I made in deck construction come from Shin Inoue. I got top 8 at Calling Vegas playing Dorinthea. I like took a lot of the ideas from like his list and made them different to fit in with the sharpen game plan.
What was he on? Was it traditional Dorinthea?
Yeah, he was on Dawnblade. He was not playing a card that wasn't printed yet.
Yeah, I was like, it could be Hatchets. I know Lau's on that one. I know.
No one plays Hatchets anymore.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh.
Yeah, Hatchets is not what you want the current meta. Another thing too is Steel Blade Shunt becomes playable if you have Tunic. But I don't think it's worth it to put Steel Blade Shunt in your deck without Tunic. Alpha Blood's just a nice little 1-cost attack reaction that's quite easy to get off in this deck. It can be 1 for 4.
Yeah.
Puncture, also is in a similar situation. Like you can cut like a Gleam from the deck to not Gleam. Oh, Shimmer. The second Shimmer can turn into either of these, and it's completely acceptable.
And you know what? Nowadays, with the refrigerator, the fridge coming as good as it is, this could really get massive amount of good value. You're talking about like if they throw it out there, try to block, and then you get that attack in. So
yeah, 1 for 4s are nice. Yeah, we've got Route too, which is a fun little way to close out games. But the way this deck works, you're able to usually go wide enough that you don't really need Route as like this big way to end games. Similarly, so with Shove Off. As much fun as it would be to put a new card in. Sharp Incline is another thing. I admittedly I just didn't play with this much. It was on the list of things to test that didn't get tested. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out this card actually is worth it.
Okay. And then Swordmaster's Shrine is...
This is Swordmaster's Path.
Swordmaster's Path, yeah.
Yeah, this is like a way to like make your yellows sharpen effects a lot better. Like if I was playing Yellow Edict, I think I could get away with playing this a lot more. But this card, when you don't draw a sharpen effect, is so bad. Like this deck already like is kind of sad a lot of the time when you don't draw a sharpen effect. But at least like if you draw like a go against source, you can like make up for it usually.
And then I see Overwhelming Swing and a couple other ones like Stand Tall, Authority Tie, and Shove Off. Overwhelming Swing. I don't think I've ever seen this played yet.
It just came out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of.
It's not actually that bad in Olympia. Like I think it's something like worth looking into. Forgot to bring it up last week actually.
Where X is twice the number of cards defending at +1. Okay. So it's just a way to get over the... I mean, I guess it does work. So they block with 3 cards, then I'll have to pay 3.
Yeah, this is actually like a pretty funny card too, because as like a warrior, if you're ever playing against a warrior now, there's a very real number of times you want to block with your 0 like block defense like equipment to play around this card, and I hate that fact. Like if you're going to already block with like your piece of equipment to like try to stop an on hit, it's in your best interest now to throw the Snapdragon Scalers in front as well, because might as well play around Overwhelming Swing by making it too expensive for them.
That's funny.
I don't think LSS realized that problem when they were making this card.
That's funny. And Stand Tall is pretty much just a decent card.
Yeah, this is not super great now, but maybe with the release of Mastery Pack Assassin, things could change.
Maybe that's why they did it. Stand Tall Warriors. Yeah. I mean, Warriors and Assassins has kind of a history of, Assassins kind of took the Warriors' identity, I feel like. And that's what I've heard. Now, I haven't been around since that's been around, so...
Yeah, that's really sure. What ended up happening is, like, all these Warriors came out trying their hardest to not be Dorinthea, and so the Assassins took up the mantle, They got the card for it and everything.
Yeah, that's great. All right, Authoritative Attack just kind of works with the game plan. You're trying to go in anti-defense, and this kind of makes it also costly.
Yeah, you also play like Heart of Fiendal as well. I don't like despise them, but since this is like already a fun little deck tech, I don't want to exactly throw in a random $300 card.
Yeah.
And like have someone be like, I need a tie for this. I know better.
Now, why Shove Off? You were so down on this card last week. Choose a non-equipment card defending a sword attack control, return its owner hand. Why not play it?
It's not in the deck.
But it's in your maybe pile. Maybe means you considered it, dude.
Yeah, I considered it and decided no.
Okay.
It's like similar problem to Route, where like this deck, you're usually good enough at closing out games via going wide and sidestepping, sort of like Fang, that Route ends up being a little unnecessary.
Hey, actually, on a side note for our listeners, bear with me. We have a new player, Dori, and he's been maining Fang. Fang on Fab Blazing has a high win rate or ratio, but is Fang good into the meta currently?
Let's see.
I mean, the way I take it is, I think a lot of people are teching for warriors, but Fang's always been kind of a value. I mean, all the warriors are, but like him swinging his daggers free and sidestepping a lot of the attacks, you just get that increment of value with the Valiant Dynamos and stuff. But I feel like a lot of players are going to start teching for warriors specifically because of Olympia, Dorinthea all being out there. But Fang has a pretty good win rate, I thought.
Yeah, it's like big thing is like it's like kind of weird. So like historically, like the big matchups that Fang was good against were like other warriors, guardians, and Gravy. Like, bro, Gravy does not like Fang. It is like laughably bad.
Okay.
And like if we look at it right now, like Gravy is currently in an awkward spot because Kasai is like realistically one of the most represented decks with the master pack coming out, or at least is believed to be. We don't have our data until 2 days from now with Calling Hamburger. And then like other things we have is Acilio is just really good against Fang regardless of variant.
Yeah.
Like I've taken 10 damage from Fang turn 0 as Acilio and like one-handedly.
Yeah. Yeah, Fang likes to go long to get his value the most, but Acilio finishes games real short. It's not a good matchup for Acilio. Even without the occlusion of Scour and the helmet and all that crap, doesn't matter. Just Acilio's faster.
Yeah, it's like outside of that, like, what are other things to think about with him? What are other reasons to play Fang right now?
I feel like sometimes he is a hero that people forget about sometimes. Just
it's the Mario thing.
Is he not good against Mario?
He's not awful against Mario. He's actually like one of the better warriors into Mario because Hunted to the Ends of Wraith is like actually good card, and like Overcrowded is actually a pretty good card.
Oh, that also reminded me. Overcrowded in Olympia. What do you think?
It's not awful. Like, you know, if you watch last week's episode, you can hear my thoughts better. Well, like gore belching if you play Overcrowded, okay? And who doesn't want to play gore belching in their deck besides most people?
I guess it's true. I actually own a gore belching. All right, I picked it up because of your recommendation. I'm playing around with it. It takes me a while to get.
I'll have you know, I am one of the first people in the world to read gore belching. Fun fact.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah, Mansnet spoiled it live on stream as I was sitting next to him at Battle Harness Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very weird time.
Wow. How old is that card? Damn, it's gotta be pretty old.
Outsiders.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Master Pack Assassin, Dr. Mortimer. We have the Sharpened Dorinthea, Durendal build. Overall, I know a smattering of different topics today, just the way it kind of came out, man. But yeah, what's going on with you in the next week or within the next month or so? Like, we got Calling Lancet in October, but you got Calling Kansas City?
Yeah, in I believe 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, in 2 weeks. So yeah, you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do for the video that week because I may or may not be available for recording.
Maybe a revisit the Olympia deck tech, for those astute people that want to let me.
Bro, you can play with yourself in front of the camera.
I'm going to play with myself. I'll put on my Olympia shirt and my glittery jacket, right, just for that occasion. Ooh. So, all right,
Don't
man. Well,
make promises you can't keep.
Oh, I'll keep it. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I know you had a very good hypothetical earlier. We'll keep that off the air, but for those that want to hear Andrew's hypotheticals, he has a lot of great ones. Comment down below. Anything else you want to add before we roll off?
No, I think we're good.
All right, man. I'm liking Cards HQ a lot, dude. Like that store Thursday night vibes pretty cool. Damn, I just wish I could stay until the end. Like tonight was the exception because I'm off tomorrow. Family stuff coming in.
Yeah, but as you get older, it comes harder and harder to get off.
It's 100% true. I both innuendo and reality, right? From work related, I should say. But all right, man. Well, if that's everything, you can find us on our Discord channel. You could also contact me, midnight_WI11. And until next time, remember, every turn is a decision. Every decision is a story. And don't forget you am Tunic Counter.